Hey guys, just wanted to make another little video about the three major manufacturers. So we got Dodge, Ford, and Chevy. Well, it's not Dodge, it's Ram. I had a couple requests, people requesting in the comments saying share your experience with these three major and why one over another. So figure I got a minute, so I'll share it with y'all. Anyways, obviously y'all know, according to my videos, that I have quite a few. Let me show you something. Kids decided to play tic-tac-toe. Oh, it doesn't show very well, but you can see how. Man, I felt bad for that girl. It was one of my nephews got caught. Her dad caught her drawing on my back bumper there. But anyways, wanted to share with you guys why one works better than the other, you know? As I was saying, y'all know that I got quite a few Dodges with them Cummins in it, and they work the best for me. Why? Why did they work the best? Because that's the only pickup with the inline 6. Inline 6 is king when it comes to towing and low end and mid range. That's what you need, you know, when you're towing around stuff. You guys that have been towing stuff for a living, around town is when it shines the most. Freeway, you know, there's quite a bit of a notice there, you know, when you're pulling with a V8 or i6 inline 6, and inline really shines, you know. Torque converter stays locked and it just climbs that hill. Unlike the V8, it really has to wrap out the engine and pick up the revs, which leads me to my next comment. You know, I've towed with the Duramax. I think it was about a 15 or a 16 Duramax, fairly fresh, fairly new, really nice pickup. But nevertheless, the guy had a 6,000 pound gooseneck behind him, you know, an average gooseneck that you guys see in my videos, with a 6,000 pound load on top of it. And I made a note to self. It was up until that point I was like, well, actually, you know, Chevys aren't bad. And then when I noticed the temps, which really pissed me off, and it's like, how? Allison's such a great transmission, and it gets heated, you know, heats up so much. You know, like this tranny right here, look at that, 163. That's roughly the ballpark, you know. I don't really see it lower than 158, and I don't see it any higher than 167. This is talking about an empty pickup, okay? No goosenecks, nothing behind it, nothing in bed. For the most part, it hangs out at 165, 166. How does that change when you hook up a gooseneck? It stays at 165, 167, you know. If it's a heavy gooseneck, it goes up, you know, it goes up in temp minimal. We're talking instead of doing 165, 167, it'll do like 167, 170. Yeah, that's about it, you know. Now, take note, guys, you gotta turn on your tow haul mode. Tranny shifts different, it locks up differently, and yeah, but anyways, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is the three major brands. So that Chevy, man, it was hauling 12,000 pounds behind it, and it started getting, you know, the tranny started heating up, and it was, when we started, it was about 136, you know. Started driving. That was the ballpark that the tranny was in, you know, driving around empty. And then we hooked up to the gooseneck, and then we towed it, and it got clear to 208 tow haul mode, everything. And this thing was just heating up like, I don't know, man. I've hauled 30,000 pounds. Yes, 30,000 pounds with my truck. That means trailer and load back there. And I don't recall going that high. My tranny did get heated. I think I've seen 180, but that's just abuse. I hope I never have to tow that way behind this truck. You know, this truck sees on average 16 to 17,000 pounds behind it, and it does wonderful. There ain't no issue, ain't no problem, and the tranny don't heat up. And I'm talking to you guys is towing 12,000 pounds with a Chevy. 6,000 is the trailer, 6,000 was the load. Didn't do anything crazy. The tranny heated up bad. In my book, so it was bad. And then on the freeway, I didn't see anything cool off or heat up. It stayed in the low 200s. Unlike this thing, it just, you know, the tranny stays locked up on it, and on the interstate, and it doesn't burn up nothing. Doesn't heat itself up. Doesn't burn itself down. So yeah, guys, that's probably one of the main reasons why I have an inline 6 is the low end torque of that bad boy. I have minimal experience with with the Chevy, and I have zero experience towing with a Ford 6.7. I'm talking about, specifically in this video, I'm talking about the same group year of this pickup right here. This pickup's a 14, so let's just say 14 all across the board. I have zero experience towing with the Ford, so I can't say how it tows. I've ridden and I've driven, I think, a couple. The performance of that engine is pretty much how the Duramax was, not much on low end. It was a quick engine, don't get me wrong. It was quick, it moved and everything, but it doesn't have that grunt, Now, if I were to drag race these trucks, I know it sounds stupid, but if you were to drag race these trucks, the Chevy would probably win because it's the lightest. Chevy felt the quickest, but other than that, it's Ram Cummins, man. They just tug along very well. As far as the body goes, and as far as the construction of the body goes amongst those three, take your pick, guys. In my book, all three are a pile of junk. I can't stand when you pop a hood and the wiring's all exposed and that kind of nonsense. It's just stupid, man. It gets me mad, it gets me worked up when these idiotic manufacturers just leave, wires just out in the open, my expectation is all these wires need to get wrapped in a protective shell casing. You guys know what I'm talking about, them tubular cut in half protective casing, and then as a bare minimum, put a little zip tie or some electrical tape and keep it away from debris and from rubbing through that easy. Unlike Ram, they have a lot of exposed wires under the hood, and then you got Ford, Chevy, they're no better. Maybe because I come from a background of Japanese cars and German cars, so high expectation out there. Anyways, so as far as the body goes, take your pick, guys. I won't say a single bit one's better than the other. Now, as far as the transmissions, guys, no. Chrysler's, as far as towing day in and day out, Chrysler's not your transmission. You guys go blow up my comment sections. I don't care. I ain't stupid. I know my stuff, and Chrysler ain't gonna hang out the Ford. It ain't gonna hang out with the Allison, and it sure as heck ain't gonna hang out with the aisin. So don't get that all messed up. And if you're the guy that tows 10,000 pounds day in and day out, it does just fine. Hey, oh yeah, it does just fine. I didn't say 10,000. I said, towing day in and out of access, 15 plus. Now you put even what we do, we tow 16, 17 every single day. Not this pickup. Identical pickups to this as far as the configuration of the engine transmission goes. Trim level is a lot lower. I just buy tradesmen's, and this is a limited, as you guys can tell. Anyways, so it all comes down to the engine, guys. Amongst those three, it all comes down to the engine. What you need it for. I gotta note that if for whatever reason I would be looking into a brand new truck, diesel, and I didn't do hot shotting for a living, I would really consider the GMC Denali. Really good truck. Nothing worse than this. If anything, it's a little better. And what I mean on comfort amenities, better. It's softer and it's quieter. And as I said, the Duramax is quicker, so it's more on the lighter side of the pickups spectrum. Now, I know it's not weaker by any way than the Ram as far as the frame and all that stuff. This whole rating bullcrap, one could tow more than the other. Yeah, there might be a point somewhere in there, but I'm not really seeing it and hearing it. Comes down to the way the truck's set up, comes down to the driver and the trailer, and enjoy your time. Don't do anything stupid, and you'll be perfectly fine. So anyways, I hope I at least helped somebody, to choose amongst them three. An average Joe that needs to tow a few times a year their camper, their boats, I mean, just go buy the truck you want to buy. There's nothing. There isn't a truck out there that won't do the job that you need, you know. I'm talking for guys that are just working these bad boys day in and day out. I'm just slaving them, you know. I can't stand how slow these things are, so mine is tuned and whatnot, so it moves a lot quicker than your stock truck. And I have the smallest tune on here. I think it's a 30 horse tune. It has a lot of torque, and this thing just moves. My foot just hovers over the gas pedal. I don't have to put my foot down its throat to get it moving, is what I'm trying to say. So anyways, guys, if you have any questions, put it in the section below, or the comments, and I'll do my best to answer all of them as much as I can. I hope I didn't forget anything. As always, have a mighty fine day. God bless.